Okay, what I want to look at now is how do we write an algebra expression when there's two different variables. There's actually two different kinds of problems we're going to write in this manner. And so I'll just look at what they both look like. Neither are very difficult, but it is important that we understand them. So here we go. We have a problem that says there are X apples and Y oranges in a crate. Miss Thomas bought 3 boxes of apples and a crate of oranges. How many fruits did she buy? And then we're going to give our answer in terms of X and Y. So the answer is going to be an expression. You don't have to come up with a number for this because we won't be able to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it by bar modeling. So I'm going to start with apples. And why don't you write this down on your paper too? And then we have the other one is oranges. Okay, and we know there's X apples in every crate and Y oranges in every crate. And we're told that she bought 3 boxes of apples. Okay, I made a mistake here. I should have written there are X apples, and I left this out of the problem on accident, in a box. So that's why when it says 3 boxes of apples, we should just write three boxes of apples, and each of those has X apples. Now, here's something that's very key. Normally we're used to having the same unit for apples and oranges. When you've been bar modeling, you make them the same size. I want you to think about why oranges shouldn't be the same size. And what you should recognize is this: the orange is a different size unit. We know that because it has a different variable. And so you can make the oranges smaller or larger. When I hear box and crate, I think of a crate as being larger. So I'm just going to make it larger. It's important to recognize the apples and the oranges are not in the same size boxes. And so there's Y in my box of oranges. And it wants to know how many fruits she bought. And so really the question mark goes out here. What's the total? Now I can't add these up and say 4 units. And the reason I can't say 4 units, which would be 4x or 4y, is because, well, we wouldn't be adding the same numbers. We know we can't add things that are in different amounts of units. And so you're going to be tempted to try to put things together, but you can't. So really the answer is there are 3 X oranges plus there are Y oranges. And when the variables are different, we can't combine that. That is actually our answer. There are 3X plus Y fruits. Okay. Okay, now let's look at a slightly different kind of problem. But it's got a lot of similarities to the last one, too. This time it's going to give us the number of apples and oranges in a box, and we're not going to know how many boxes. So there's 20 apples in a box, and there are 30 oranges in a crate. Mr. Johnson bought X boxes of apples and Y boxes of oranges. How many fruits did he buy? And we're going to express our answer in terms of X and Y. Okay, and so once again we're going to have apples and have oranges. Okay, now this bar model is going to be a little different though, because what we recognize is I know the value of a unit. The value of a unit is 20. I know that this stands for 20. In the oranges, it does need to be a different size. It's 30. Okay, so there's 20 apples and there's 30 oranges in a 20 apples in a box, 30 oranges in a crate, but I don't know how many. So the trouble we're going to run into, I think you'll recognize, is I don't know how many boxes to draw. And so here's what I'll do. I'm going to put a dotted line. Now every box on this line is 20. What I don't know is the number of boxes, so I'm going to call that X. And for oranges, it's the same situation. I don't know how many crates of oranges I have, so we're going to call that number Y. Now notice there's something a little different about this bar model than how we've normally written them. Normally where I've written X over here, that would be the total, but in this case I'm writing it for the number of boxes. You just have to realize that we've kind of had to change that a little bit. Same with Y. Y is not the number of oranges, it's the number of crates of oranges. So I guess the question we should ask is, Well, how many apples do I have? Well, if there's 20 in a box and there's X boxes, we do recognize the number of apples in a box times the number of boxes will give us our apples. And so the apples is 20 times X, which we write as 20X. And then how many oranges? Well, there's 30 in a crate. There's Y crates. And so we multiply those together and we get 30Y. And we simply are going to add them to get our answer. I can't add the numbers together to make 50 of anything because the unit sizes aren't the same. It's not the same number of boxes. So how many fruits does he have? He has 20X plus 30Y. And that's really all there is to it.